my shit look crazy. Shit like Humpty Hump. Real talk. Fuck. Shit lopsided. What's going on?
That's why you need to figure that out.
That's why I need to go see the Africans.
No, I'm saying
Stop playing.
cut the ends, even it out. Cut everything to that level.
Okay, Empress B. I got you. All right, family. Peace, love, and light. Welcome to another episode of Melanin Mondays 60. All right? Featuring your brother Red Pill, live and direct. We are reporting live from New York City. All right? Shout out to my 11:11 family out there. Yes, 11:11 p.m. Let's do this. Let's do this roll call. Right? Let's do this roll call so we know where everybody is from. All right? And I'm encouraging everybody. If you are on the line and there's somebody from your city or your state or your town and you see them shout out, man, hit them up. You feel me? Oakland, town business in the building. Yeah. Let's set it off with Oakland. You feel me? Las Vegas is in the building. Shout out to Vegas. All right. Shout out to Tucson, Arizona. Heavy on the West Coast right now. Talk black to me. Prospect Heights. We taking it back to BK. 757 Norfolk 513 VA. Stand up. Land of Lovers. London, UK. Detroit. Shout out to the D. New Jersey. New Orleans. All right. Donnie. West Hollywood. South Carolina. Phoenix. Oakland. You already. West Philly. Okay. Another Oakland. What are we doing here? Is this the... Are we going heavy on town business tonight? Like, should I get into some Oakland talk? You know what I'm talking about? Y'all real deep. Maryland in the building. San Antonio in the building. Okay. San Antonio in the building. Salute to San Antonio. Okay. Long Beach. All right. West Side. PA. Dallas is in the building. Salute to Dallas. Buffalo is in the building. Yo, who know how to do? I'm trying to get some Nipsey braids, y'all. We going full cornrow. Talk black to me. If my shit is too short, I'm going with the extensions. I have no pride. I don't give a fuck. All right, we're gonna slap some goddamn hair extensions in this bitch. I want my shit to go all the way back. Stone Mountain in the building. Houston in the building. H-Town. All right. Salute to Houston. I need to get out there. I'm looking at June for a Houston date. You feel me? Look at my shit. Lopsided afro. I need some mayonnaise. What's the hair growing tricks that the ladies got out there? Is anybody out there with some shea butter that wants to donate to the cause? Because my shit is growing uneven. I think too much. There's an area in my head that I think I burnt out when I be researching and whatnot. You feel me? It's not growing at the same length as other pieces of my hair. Aloe vera. Okay, talk black to me. Black seed oil. Write this down. Aloe vera. Water. All right, rose water mixed with coconut oil. Yeah, look it up. Coconut oil. I was figuring the coconut oil. The coconut oil. Yes. We're going to do coconut oil, rose water mixed with coconut oil. You know, I know that if anybody got the secrets for long, loving locks, it's the family on the line. So salute to everybody that is checking in. The West Coast is heavy in the building. Yeah, we're coming to H-Town. We are coming to H-Town. I'm coming to, there's a show called the NBM. Where's that thing at? I just had it right there. It was right on my table. It's a clothing trade show. The N as in Nancy, B as in boy, M as in machine. NBM, I believe, is the name of it. They're going to be in Houston in June. So I'll be out there for that because I gotta, that's that's business related. And when I'm out there, of course, we'll be also doubling by doing a lecture, and you know, we'll be doing our lecture, we'll be doing our teachings and things of that nature. So I look forward to linking up with the family out there in Texas. You know what I mean? It's a lot of love in Texas. Some beach water, the Thai coconut, scrape the white meat off the inner wall, put it in a blender with some water, put that thing on your scalp and let it sit for 15 to 25 minutes and wash it out. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. We got to fix this shit. You know what I'm talking about? We got to fix this. Mm-hmm. So, it's Monday. There's a lot of things that are not going on, and that's a good thing. It's not a lot of news taking place. You know, we're not inundated by so many, so many different news stories. Fetty Wap extensions. I'm thinking about that. You know what I'm talking about? I think I might get the red cornrow with the blue cornrow. You know what I'm talking about? And you know what I mean? With the purple in the middle. Talk black to me. I'm feeling creative these days. Neem oil with the coconut oil and rose water. That shit sounds like it smells good. Mm-hmm. Yes. That's what's up. I'm gonna check it out. Beach water for the locks. So that's why the rosters be in the water. That works. Well, we need to have a retreat for our sisters to, and some of our brothers that want to grow their hair to go to the beach. If that's the case, I didn't know that was the secret. You know what I'm talking about? I didn't know that was the secret. Yeah, I want that soul glow like in the B.O.B. video with Panic. You know what I'm saying? I want to Jerry my shit out one day. I want to pop up with the drippy I mean, I'm dripping as it is, so I might as well have my hair dripping, right? I think I want to bring the 80s back. I think I want to bring the 80s back. If I wear the retro Jordans, why not have the Jerry curl? You feel me? If I'm wearing the vintage Raiders jacket, why not have the drip to go with it? So, oh, you make your own hair butter and hair oil? I will send you some to try, and I will promote your brand, and I will give you a shout out. Shout out to Germany, right? I'm just playing with the Fetty Wap shit. Please don't take me serious. You feel me? Do not take me serious. I'm just clowning right now. You know. Oh, Milwaukee in the building. Salute. Do they still call it Kilwaukee, or is it Milwaukee's now? Did the dust settle? You know. So I am back in. For the person that wants to send the hair, formula that you have. If you have the Instagram, if you have because I don't think that they have inboxes right here, and I'm not finna put my address in the chat room. So still Milwaukee, yeah, salute. So hit me on IG on a DM, and I'll give you all of the information that you need so you could ship the sample to my spot. You know what I mean? I could jump on that immediately. Shout out to Chi-Town in the building. Shout out to Chicago. Shout out to the D. Shout out to all of the Midwest. I really look forward to visiting my brothers and sisters in the Midwest. Of course, we had to wait for it to warm up. I don't do Arctic cold. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get the information. This comes out differently when a nigga's cold. So, springtime is the best time to hit up the Midwest. I don't want to be in the West Coast in the middle of the summer. You know what I mean? We're planning on coming back to Los Angeles in June, with a big surprise. With a big surprise. So look out for that. I want to send a super duper shout out to everybody in Los Angeles on the West Coast. First of all, my sister Free, um, my sister Lauren Vanderpool. Okay, she put together a dope pop up with us in a spot called the Center, LA. It was her and her mate. What's my brother's name? This brother's dope. He has this right here. Uh, brother, he makes these teas and whatnot. He got these detox teas. You know what I'm saying? The brother's putting in a lot of work. All right. So the Queen of Green, she's out of DC area, Lauren Vanderpool. We did a pop-up shop last Wednesday. One day we had one day to promote it, right? And that one day we were able to bring out, yeah, I saw the Easter Bunny beating the white dude up. We'll talk about that. Is that news? But we'll talk about it. And one day of promoting the way that the ancestors work, the way that grace and favor has cloaked, you know, people that are moving in purpose, you know, such as myself and my brother, you know what I'm saying? But we're not the only ones. They set it up to where I met Nipsey's mother, Sister Angelique, Mama Angelique for that matter, the day before, right? Right on Crenshaw, right in the hood. And the way that it happened, it was magical. It was mystical, better yet, mystical, right? And we spent about 3 hours dialoguing with the sister. And I said to myself, I'm not leaving Los Angeles until I sit down with Mama Angelique, right? Shout out to the rest of the family, Black Sam, everybody. When I got on that, remember, I went to LA on her invite. She put us on a family guest list, okay? So I knew, you know, at the funeral, it was mad hectic. We didn't really get to chop it up, really. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of shit going on once the funeral procession was over. You know what I mean? Shout out to Casey, you know what I'm saying? When the funeral procession was over, we didn't get to chop it up with her. So she went and she did the whole procession. But I said that I am not going to leave Los Angeles until I sit down with the mother, with this goddess. You know what I'm saying? I want to sit at her feet. You know what I mean? Like I need to talk to her and to learn some things. I need to ask her some questions. You know, certain things had to take place. So the way that the ancestors lined it up, they made that connection. So the next day at the pop-up, the health and wellness pop-up for the Queen of Green and Red and Blue Pill, who walks in with a group of women, all right? Mama Angelique. And everything that we had planned for that night in regards to, you know, the lineup or who was going to speak and what they were going to speak about, we were supposed to be dealing with breathing. We were going to be dealing with some meditation. We were going to be dealing with some natural, some raw food and whatnot. None of that, all of that got erased because the floor was hers, right? She's the center of this whole healing journey because our brother Nipsey Ermias is not here anymore, right? He's no longer with us. He's with us in spirit, of course, right? He's with us in spirit. But the living ancestor who is here currently, who is very important to us, to me and minds, is his Umi. That's the one who we needed to embrace. Not to take away from Black Sam, not to take away from anybody in the family. All of them, the grandmother, everybody should be, you know, embraced and brought in. But this particular woman right here, who is on a very powerful spiritual journey, who is going through a very grieving mourning period, and who has shown in the public that she's not afraid to be. What do you mean, Red Pill? To be. What is to be? To be is the I am. It's to live in your truth. It's just to be. With no strings attached, with no perceived notions, with no fear. Just be yourself. Speak your truth and stand in it, right? Don't be afraid of what somebody might think about you, because when the hell did that ever matter? It didn't. If Nipsey was worrying about what people thought about him, he wouldn't have got into crypto. He wouldn't have got into basically putting his hard-earned money into multiple endeavors and allowing that money to mature. Meaning that there may have been times where he didn't have it. Lauren was like, "Yo, let's go away for the weekend." Lauren, I don't got it. You know what I'm talking about, nigga? I'm in blockchain. My money is invested in multiple businesses. I have rent to pay, I have payroll, I have a lot of things. So whenever you're working for yourself and you're investing in your dream and you're putting your sweat equity into your dream, there's going to be a sacrifice that's going to take place 9 times or 8 times out of the 10. And that sacrifice is going to be being able to blow money fast, being able to stand on niggas' couches and make it rain, being able to just throw money away on Rodeo Drive, or being able to, you know what I mean, buy these little trinkets so you could, your little Gucci fucking hats and whatnot, or your Gucci bags, so you could get on Instagram or Snapchat and try to stunt or try to thirst trap or try to act like, you know, you're doing a little better than everybody else. But last time that I checked, you know what I mean? A lot of niggas with those Gucci closets, they're not doing too great in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not faring well in the boss up category. You know what I mean? Like you can't brag about owning Gucci. That's not ownership. There's no title. Niggas is pulling out titles for a Gucci bag that they bought. Or, you know what I mean? They give you this fake certificate when you buy shoes over $5,000 or some shit. Like, nigga, that means nothing. You know what I'm talking about? You sell that on eBay. We don't need that. That doesn't translate to anything. That $5,000 you spent on that bum ass bag could have went towards a ticket to China. Talk black to me. That could have went to a ticket to Africa. That could have went to a ticket to Bangladesh to go source the same materials, or the vinyl. They make those bags out of vinyl, spun vinyl. It's not even leather. The shits that they sell in the Birkin bags and all of that. Well, maybe the Birkin, like, excuse me, that's alligator, ostrich and shit like that. Pardon me. I don't mean to disrupt the Birkin gods. But like the Gucci and the Louis bag, the Louis is recycled vinyl. It's spun vinyl. You could Google that. And these bags go for the thousands of dollars. Niggas is out here taking penitentiary chances. You know what I mean? Selling ass and all kind of stuff, kicking doors down in order to come up with the money to buy a bag for their bae to make her happy and whatnot. But, you know, she's not asking for stocks and bonds. She's not asking for, yo, buy me $5,000 worth of crypto. You feel me? You know what I mean? So we gotta analyze the priorities of the modern day Negro, because that shit hit both ways. You know what I'm talking about? The both genders, niggas is both asleep at the wheel. You know what I mean? We can't remove and the child, the fucking children is wilding out too. They want to buy $400 Yeezys and whatnot and all kind of crazy shit, PlayStation 5, and you know what I mean? They fucking maxing out your credit card on Fortnite, getting all of the extra additives, they paying, they getting bodysuits and all of this crazy shit on the video games. No, little nigga, have a fucking seat, nigga. Invest into a business. Invest into a fucking business. Turn your star seed indigo ass into a brand. Because these little fucking kids are so goddamn deep. They always got some smart shit to say. Well, goddamn it, these what's the show? Somebody smarter than a fifth grader. If that's the case, if you're such a fucking starseed, you're such an indigo, your third eye is open, you know what I mean? Your kundalini is rising at 5 years old. Well, goddamn it, let's monetize that shit, because this is the era that we live in, where you can monetize your personality. You know, Kylie Jenner, who is a billionaire, right? Remember the Jenner, Bruce Jenner's and Kim, what's the name? Kris Kardashian's offspring. You know what I mean? The one that got the whole fucking full body makeover, and she's selling you makeup. But she could have sold underwear. She could have sold hair plugs or whatever. It don't matter what she's selling. She belongs to what is known as the beauty industry. The beauty industry was it was really ushered in by her sisters, the Kardashians, Kim Kardashian specifically. You feel me? And Paris Hilton and a lot of those, they ushered in a new industry called the beauty industry. And what the beauty industry entails is that based off of your perceived beauty, you could make some bread. You could make some bread. You could get your ones up. You could tap into all kind of income streams, and you don't have to necessarily prostitute yourself. All you got to do is sell your beauty. You got dimples. You know your angles. You understand? You got a fucking ring light. Well, goddamn it, get busy. You know what I'm saying? That's how easy it is right now. That's the fucking game. The beauty industry. And of course, the thoughts ran with that, and they created a whole nother cottage industry. Swipe up or swipe to the left, shit like that. You know what I'm talking about. Shout out to Portia Jenkins on Instagram. But yeah, that's what's going on. So these children who are very talented, they know computers more than their parents. They're more technologically advanced than their parents, right? They have an easier grasp on they have an easier grasp they have an easier grasp on all things digital that their parents probably will never have. So what does that mean? What that mean? Yeah, Portia is the truth. I'm glad that you know. What that means is this. As a parent, you have expendable income, right? Because you have the same amount of money that you could buy those $300 Yeezy 700 what's the 750 boost, the Yeezys, right? You know, you could spend that same amount of money into an online coding course. You could spend that same amount of money and buy a quote unquote DSLR camera, or you could just buy the iPhone 10 and up, right? Oh, Pat the Fro, the shit is okay. The shit is uneven. It's like cotton candy right now. Talk black to me. I gotta get my shit braided up. But when I do, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, when I do, it's on and popping. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't judge me. But anyway, you could invest any kind of money, a paycheck, a tax refund, into, and they could be in school. You don't have to take them out of school. They could be in charter school. They could be in private school. They could be in Catholic school, or they could be homeschooled, right? It doesn't necessarily matter, because what we're talking about is being able to interject into your children's lives options, because this is what they're not have. They don't have options, right? They're not necessarily they're not possessive of multiple options like other children who come from privileged backgrounds that have multiple options on some of the things that they want to do. What I'm saying to you is, it doesn't matter about your tax bracket. Your child has as many options as quote unquote the Kardashians' children's right now. Why do I say that? Because I mean, they have options, but you have to create those options, of course. It's just not laying around waiting. But God damn it, there's some options out there, because the internet is here. And the internet provides and it offers multiple opportunities for anybody who is seeking said opportunity. Meaning that the same way that these European and these Asian and these Indian babies, I'm talking about, they're not playing no games. They're starting them out at 1 and up. They're teaching them coding. They're teaching them app development, web development, graphic design, Internet of all things, AI, augmented reality, virtual reality, 3D, 360, 3D printers, 4D printers. They're teaching them crypto, blockchain, forex. They're teaching them how to day trade with crypto, right? This is babies. There's children right now that's making millions of dollars on the internet, on YouTube specifically, just unboxing toys. Like, oh gosh, you know, uh, today we have the solid grip, okay? Just sent to me by somebody in California. And we're gonna unbox it, okay? So we're gonna unbox it. A stupid ass video with somebody opening a fucking box. Millions of views. And they getting endorsements from other people who wanna, you know what I mean? They can't wait to get unboxed by these children. Ryan's Playhouse. So, are you telling me that your charismatic, melanin rich, right? Reincarnated ancestor, they might be goddamn Imhotep or somebody for crying out loud. How will we know unless we dig into them? Pause. But you mean to tell me these beautiful indigos that we have, these star seeds that are all around us, they can't unbox a toy? Or they can't do a reaction video and listen to some music and whatnot? Or they can't do videos where they're like, you know, the eating videos, you know what I'm saying? They can't do videos eating raw food or some goddamn vegetables or something. Or some tofu turkey. Nobody's that creative anymore. We're letting everybody else get a piece of the pie. Like I said, to unbox a toy, you don't got to take your child out of school. You could do that shit after timeout. You know what I mean? It's only like a 30-minute video. Here, unbox this shit we bought from the dollar store. Unbox something that I ordered from Amazon. Unbox this bootleg Gucci shit. Like, whatever it may be. Unbox it and film that shit and throw it on the internet. And monetize your channel. You feel me? And you maybe even, and then you could create a network where they're unboxing black-owned products. Shout out to We Buy Black. Go and contact We Buy Black. Go and connect with Red Pill or Blue Pill or KT the Arch Degree. We have a plethora of products. Health products, health and wellness products. We have apparel. You understand? We have information. We're infopreneurs. Okay? So we have information. We have music. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want. Whatever you want to unbox, young Heru, you can get it. So that is a simple concept. That is an income stream that you could benefit from. Because guess what happens when young Offset, with baby Offset, when she scores that 1 million views or she gets endorsements or people are so flabbergasted by her personality, you know what I mean? They start pouring all kind of money into her trust fund. Well, goddamn it, that's gonna take you out of apartment 5B. That's gonna get you out of your situation. You feel me? Now the goddamn children is working not for you because we don't raise any slaves. We're not Slavic people. They're working with you. Business is family and family is business. So in this economic, technological boom era that we all live in, everybody lives in a boom era. We all belong to what is known as the boom era. Don't let anybody ever pull the wool over your eyes. Nipsey Hussle understood that we live in a boom era. Case in point, that's why he knew that the evolution would be digitized. That's why if you look at his track record, his hands was in all things digital, futuristic, and quote unquote, you know, cutting edge. Right? Cutting edge. So that's what we should be following. He said, don't worry about what you go and follow that man. I'll be right there with you. Because this is not about comparing who said this. No, he was on the path. If that's what it is, if your children would pay attention to the path that Nipsey was on, or if your brother, if your uncle, if your baby dad, you whatever it may be, whoever's in your circle, if you're day one, whatever it is, because it's not just children that I'm talking to. I'm talking to everybody who can perceive or have the concept or could give birth to the concept of extending, you know, their reach into a whole nother market. Remember, we live in the era of niche markets. You could be doing shit for dogs and whatnot. Some of y'all like dogs. What about a unboxing of dog clothes? And then you could put it on your poodle and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You could dress your dog up with designer and shit like that. You could dress your dog up with Kings County. You know what I mean? You know. We sell onesies for the dogs. It's just a lot of things that are out there, and I've said it on occasion before. I've mentioned it on occasion before that if we spend too much time underneath the psyop, the psychological operation that's being initiated on our people, meaning translation, when you keep watching the news and you stay in a fear state or a fearful state of mind, or you stay in a victimhood state of mind where you actively say out of your mouth, right? You willingly say out of your mouth that that the white people are gonna kill all of us, and we don't have an army, we're gonna be slaughtered, all of these things. If you take that, you know what I mean? You ain't got slaughtered, nigga. Nobody slaughtered you. But you willingly will wear that. So if you're in that place, Chicken Little, where you're running around talking about the sky is gonna fall, then you'll never get your shit together. You will never get your shit together. Hold on. Hello? What'd you say? They said the ancestors said you'll never get your shit together. They agree with me. You'll never get your shit together. All you're gonna do is running around. All you're gonna do is running around, and you're gonna be in your fear plate. You're gonna be in your monkey brain. You're gonna be in a fearful place. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be trying to convince innovative people such as myself and visionaries and futurists such as myself to focus on yesterday or focusing on. No, my nigga, I'm focusing on the now, the present, and I'm focusing on a tomorrow that doesn't exist. You understand? But the actions and the commitment and the work and the deeds that I do today, that's the decision that I made that's gonna help carve the path of the victory lap in which I need to be running through. I need a path that's gonna take me to the motherfucking platinum party. You understand? And I can't get there if I focus on all of this fuck shit that's revolving all around us. It's like trash in the ocean. Yeah, we know that the ocean is dirty, nigga, but you're still going to swim, aren't you? You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm not going to let that stop me from doing what I got to do. Because like I said, that didn't stop our ancestors from buying land up. It didn't stop our ancestors from being the 100 plus inventors in the 1800s. They were behind enemy lines. They were going through all kind of quote unquote genocide, and they were privy to the Holocaust of Black America. Did that stop them from building up townships? Did that stop them from inventing? Did that stop them from being who they were? They got, the terrorists, the white terrorist organizations, they definitely attempted to stop them. They disrupted their growth and development, but here we are now. You know what I'm talking about? Here we are now with another opportunity to take another shot at ownership and boss living, right? They paved the way. So the best way, going back to what I was taught, I was re-taught, I was re-educated on this recently, that the best way to edify your ancestors, Ken Bripson and Blue Pill spoke on this with Tough Talk Tuesdays. They said the best way to edify your ancestors is to continue their works. So if they paved the way with Black Wall Street and Rosewood, and they got murdered and whatnot, or they got lynched, and they got ran down on by a terroristic organization that exists behind the borders and the walls of North America, well, God damn it. Then we got work to do. We got to edify and complete their works. Even if that means rebuilding these townships. Even if that means resurrecting what was burnt down. Even if that means reintroducing the concept of a black goddamn neighborhood. They've put us under so much fear factors. that we won't even entertain the concept. We won't even entertain the thought. We won't even we will apologize for having the vision of living amongst each other. You know what I'm talking about? Raising these babies together, right? Learning from each other, because a lot of us learn from examples. We learn from hands-on experience, but we also learn by just watching. You know how we are, black people. We could watch a nigga play ball and then go right on the basketball court and mimic every move that he did just by observing him. We are very keen to things like that. If you do the research, if you ever heard of the 100 monkey theory, the 100 monkey theory, that speaks about the connectivity that we have. It doesn't time and location and all of that. It doesn't factor in because we're all connected. So somebody could be on the other side of the planet. Nigga, if I start millie rocking, if we come up with a certain kind of dance, if we make any kind of breakthroughs, there are people on the other side of the planet that could pick up on that without looking at it on the internet, without receiving a telegram that we doing that shit. They just start doing it because we're connected. We're connected. You feel me? We are connected. Regardless of what anybody tried to tell you, we are connected along the quote unquote energy grids and the parallels and via DNA and things of that nature. We are connected. So whenever we rise up, we rising up mentally. Our people are rising up. So if you take a trip outside of the borders of America, the ley lines and the grids and whatnot, we morphogenic, the morphogenic ley lines, the morphogenetic ley lines. Okay, when we charge up the grid, when we charge up these ley lines, these energy grids and these energy centers, that sends all of that energy across the grids. Okay, go and research 33rd parallel, 44 parallel, 43rd parallel, the 38th parallel. All of these parallels go all throughout the planet. Okay, it doesn't stop one place. There's no jurisdiction that is stopping these ley lines and whatnot. So that's why we encourage the family to always go into the caves, go on these expeditions, go on these digs and whatnot. Come back up with these stones. These are sacred stones. Extract these from the earth if need be and put these in your households. Put these in your places of business. Put these into the killing fields in the hoods where brothers and sisters are killing each other and they're under some kind of electromagnetic spell. ELF frequencies. You understand? They're underneath some kind of spells. These spells need to be disrupted. Our brothers and sisters need some form of protection. This is not just regular protection. This is ancestral protection. This is supposed to be on your altar. Rock of Gibraltar. Put it on your altar. You understand? You could talk to the ancestors and hear them if you're really in tune. You can have a three-way conversation. What'd you say? You say what? Say that again. Okay. Like, you could, I don't want to be on no kooky shit, I don't want to get too spooky on you niggas, but surround yourself with these natural stones. When you find out your DNA, right? And I'm kind of conflicted about telling niggas I'm not going to tell you to get a DNA test. Don't do that. Like, don't listen to me. Go and do some research or do some meditation, my niggas. Or go into the record books and go and research your last name. But you could find out where your bloodline originates from. Let's say that you found out that you was Brazilian. Well, goddammit, you would go to Brazil because Brazil has some of the most, the majority of the stones that they're getting is coming out of Brazil and other places. Little Rock, Arkansas, Little Rock. They are mineral. They're wealth deposits of minerals in Little Rock. It was big rocks before. They start breaking them shits into little rocks. So you put that in the corners of your room. You build a shrine. These stones Even if your birthday, you have a birthstone, this signified, this in alignment with your birthday. Go and get those stones. And I'm not talking about no pocket full of stones. Get the big boy shit, the geodes. Like, don't think in scarcity. Think in excess. Think in abundance. Because they digging out big boy shit. Yeah, Turtle Island is loaded with gems. The richness is in the land. It's in the mountains. It's in these caves and whatnot. Cave gang. You know what I'm talking about? So these Europeans is coming out with life-size motherfucking stones. And then they'll chip off a little stone and sell it to you for like $40. You know what I'm talking about? No. Don't fall for that. This is your land. Mr. ADOS. This is your land. Miss ADOS. Nigga, this is your land. No, we don't have super chat because YouTube has demonetized my channel. They did it a long time ago. They don't want me getting no bread. So the only way to donate, or the only way to gift, the only way to leave a tip for the motherfucking gems or the food for thought would be through Cash App. Empress B444 is in the building. She'll put the Cash App up there, Phil Moreland. And I appreciate everybody that sends something to that. Yeah, you are appreciated. Okay, Miss Sadie. All right. So that's important. Surrounding yourself with these gemstones and whatnot. Keep certain kind of frequencies and energies away from you. But not only is it important to have them in your households, we need to begin to, like I said on a show, it was a show that we were doing. I believe it was a Instagram live the same day that I found out that Nipsey got shot and eventually he died. Shout out to Pretty Witch for your donation. Talk black to me. All right, love. You know what I'm saying? In that stream, we were talking about carving out statues to our ancestors, not carved out of bronze, not carved out of alabaster, carved out of this, carved out of quartz, carved out of amethyst. Because we got royal ancestors. Like, what about, I want to see a Sabi, statue carved out of precious stone, because he's precious. You feel me? That's a precious man right there. So I want to see a statue of Dr. Ben, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson. You feel me? Like, our master teachers, they deserve that. They deserve that. And we're not going to wait for Puff Daddy and Jay-Z and all of these rappers to catch on to what's been going on in their backyard before they start putting their money up. No, we don't need that. We don't need that. The proof is in the pudding. What do you mean, Red Pill? The proof is in the pudding. We don't got to sell this any more than nobody. Nipsey Hussle is a case study on what consciousness can do for any rapper or anybody out there. He's a case study. You don't got to look far. He's the case study. He was already on his path. He was already, because of his parents, he already had it in him. He had the messianic DNA laying dormant, probably in his junk DNA. And he was able to evolve into his godhood. Yeah, I'm going to do a stream about the stones one day. Give me a chance. I'll do a stream on all of the stones, the grounding stones, the stones that lift you up. I'll do a whole stream on that, okay? My brother Ross Ben has a book called Rocks of All Ages. I recommend you go on Amazon. Rocks of All Ages by Ross Ben. And that book is the definitive book on stones and gemstones and precious stones. So go and get Rocks of All Ages. Yeah, if you have a question, yeah, you can ask your question. But anyway, Nipsey Hussle, when he encountered consciousness or knowledge through the books that he was reading, because he was very deep into the books. They got a book list of his floating around. What is my favorite gem? I don't have a necessarily favorite one. I love them. I love a lot of gems. Moldavite, uh, the Herkimer Diamond, you know, of course, Amethyst. That was one of my favorite ones. Lapis Lazuli. You feel me? Like I have a lot of gems that I love and I appreciate, and that I'm into. So you know, so going back to Nipsey. So when Nipsey encountered information, right, to awaken the God within, and Hermes means God will rise. So the God within him began to rise, right, to where he was telling people close to him and his loved ones. Remember, I had conversations with his Umi, right, in confidentiality. I had conversations with his Umi, and you know, but she shared things with the public. It's not about, it ain't no confidential. She shared it with the public. We have video of her when when we have video of her at the quote unquote at the pop-up, and we're gonna put that out, you know, as soon as our camera people get us all of the files. We'll be able to upload that on this channel. We might even put it on Black Magic 363 because the brother has, you know, brother Rich Papiana, he has a large reach. So it ain't about having it. I don't care about if it's on his channel. I want it to reach whoever it needs to reach, because at the end of the day, right? Because at the end of the day, I'll answer that question that you asked. At the end of the day, you know, her information, her light, her demonstration, her healing energy, it needs to be felt by as many people as possible. So if my platform is not big enough, I'm gonna go to any platform that's big enough so we can spread this information. I don't give a fuck about if it's on. I don't care about none of that dumb shit. You understand? Like that doesn't mean anything to me. So Nipsey Hussle is a case study on what consciousness, and it don't have to necessarily, it's not consciousness all the way from the conscious community, because he was reading books. He was chilling with Gary Vee. He was reading books by Europeans. A lot of us read books by Europeans because we know that knowledge is not colorblind, or knowledge doesn't have a nationality. Information doesn't have a nationality, nor does it have a skin tone, nor does it belong to a specific group of individuals. We know, right, that the information that we have received, and it has done monumental things for us, right? Monumental things for us. We know that that information did not only come from people who look like us. And I've accepted that. There's no color barrier when it comes to knowledge. So I'm past that. I'm not restricted, nor am I held down by such, and that's what we would call mundane, right? Such mundane issues, right? Because if you're held down by mundane, you know, balls and chains, it's gonna stop you from your ascension. And this is about ascending. All right, here's a question that's being asked. I'm a fan, plus you've been my teacher, but I would like to know why the conscious community don't get rich with all of the knowledge they have, like the other leaders, Farrakhan, Malachi Z. York, etc. Okay? Excellent question. Excellent question. One of the reasons why, you know, individual teachers may not be, you know, enriched, because we don't have organizations. You just named two people who got organizations. You know what I mean? The Nation of Islam is an organization. The Nuwabians were an organization. So, you know, when you're speaking of monetary, materialistic fiat, because you're looking at bank accounts, I'm assuming, because to say that why isn't the community rich, that's an oxymoron. Knowledge is wealth. What are you talking about? Knowledge is power. Put one of the richest rappers that you know in the room with one of the most knowledgeable record executives that you know, and guess who's gonna come out with a fist up their ass? Translation, guess who's gonna come out raped? It's gonna be that nigga who's sitting in there who think he got all of the money in the world, and then everybody has to succumb to his wealth. And that's not the case. It's the person with the most knowledge, the one who is the most cunning, the one who is the most information laden, the one who has the most information and the knowledge. They the ones sitting at the top. Nigga, you work for them. What are you talking about? You work for them. If you don't know how to move through a room full of vultures, nigga, you're food. So I don't want to, information. This community is rich. Are the Masons evil? Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah. I think some of their organizations, especially the white ones, especially the Scottish and the Yorkish, what the fuck? They're holding your information. They got you in a shallow grave as Hiram Abiff. The African god, they buried you in a shallow grave. They're running with your cloth, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? They running with your cloth. And they holding secrets. So, fire bun. But anyway, the wealth of knowledge is something that you can take and you can manipulate that information and you could turn it into any kind of monetary reward that you're looking for. You could monetize, you could commodify your brain. You could commodify your you could commodify your knowledge. Now, if you have an organization with a 10,000 or 20,000 membership, yeah, you're going to have shit. Chances are, the person at the top is going to be able to siphon, off a lot of money to that person's pocket. That's not even difficult to figure out. Like, that's a simple math equation. If 20,000 of his members gives up $5, right? That's 10 racks. Like, it's a money game. Like, but one of the reasons why collectively the community is not embracing what is known as prosperity consciousness. Prosperity consciousness is primarily, in my humble opinion, it's 100K, pardon me. The reason why they're not tapping into the prosperity consciousness is because of the lower vibes, the frequencies that are being shared by multiple people in said community. There's a poverty consciousness in people who are quote unquote banging on each other or hating on each other or debating each other or always in disagreement with each other. You understand? There's a level of poverty that exists, or there's a level of scarcity, because remember, the argument is there's only one. The argument is to create a fraction of a whole. The argument is to take away the totality of the wealth that we possess collectively and only have you focusing on one group or one thought or one school of knowledge or one train of thought. And that's fucking asinine and insane in the midst of what is known as the age of information. You niggas is so goofy to me. You're so goofy. Are the Masonic people evil? Can you stop asking me these questions, please, about the Masonic people? Who are the Masonic people? Give me some names. Nigga, people, how can I say a whole group of people are evil? That's mundane consciousness. That's that third grade, second grade. Shout out to Derek Walker for your Cash App gift. I appreciate you for your investment. To say that a whole people is evil is retarded. Okay? There's no you cannot generalize a whole group of people, because that's not how life works. They may be some good Masons out there who have good intentions. They just wanted to have a fucking barbecue. Like, I don't think that the Prince Hall Masons, all of them collectively, I met some very cool Masons. I've met some very enlightened and positive black Masons who only wanted to have barbecues and look out for their people. You know what I'm saying? And chase down the Eastern Stars. That's what they wanted to do. I don't think that they collectively was like, I want to hold black people back and I want to punish black people and all of these other things. And you know what I mean? Like, no. Stop generalizing. Stop generalizing and stop painting everybody with a fucking broad brush. Now, when it comes to the Scottish rights and the Yorkish rights, based off of the research that I did, they pieces of shit. You know what I mean? They don't have our people's intentions. The Knights of Columbus that the Ku Klux Klan and all of that come out of, all of that shit right there. You know what I'm talking about? That's Fugazi. The Moors are really the true Masons. And what happened was when the Moors were subjugated and when they were conquered, you have this group of Peckerwoods, these white inferiority complex individuals who go around and dress up like us, but they dress up like us behind closed doors. What the fuck are you wearing a camel for? You know what I'm talking about? Ain't no camels in Europe. What are you doing running around with a lion on your thing? There's no lions running around. What are you doing with all of these symbols and these motifs and these things that denote Africa? It's not your shit. So they running around. What are you doing dressing up like you're Kemetic? Even though they may be, worshiping the Greco-Roman or Ptolemies and whatnot. But behind closed doors, they dressing up like Moors. They wearing fezzes and whatnot, the Shriners and whatnot, the Duns Parade. They're running around dressing up like they're in Kemet behind closed doors. They out here role playing. They out here swagger jacking. You feel me? They out here running around trying to be like you. So if somebody is trying to mimic you or if somebody's trying to clone you, chances are they're going to do everything in their power to keep your ass subjugated, because when you wake up, you're going to want your clothes back. The emperor has no clothes. When you wake up, you're going to want your fez back. You're going to want your name back. You're going to want a lot of the things that they're skeeting. Skeeting. That's what Taj Tariq taught us, that. Eskeeting. ESC Dante Banks, salute to you. I appreciate you. Thank you for the investment. Eskeeting means, if anybody's into real estate, you know what eskeet is. If anybody's into looking up estates and trust funds and whatnot, you know about eskeet. So they're basically, eskeeting is when you have minors, right? Yeah, talk black to me. When you have, shout out to Vicky Dillard. When you have minors, right? Okay? When you have people who are identified as minorities or minors, you have another group of individuals who are they're basically holding your land for you. They're holding your resources for you. They're holding your 40 acres, your 400,000 acres. And what it is that they're eskeeting it because you are still a minor. So until you learn to identify yourself, shout out to Steve. Thank you for your investment. And the best nation is a donation. So your Cash App is appreciated. So as long as you're on the record books, right? Not esket. No, not Little Pump. Not esket it. Not that. Not esket it. Eskeet. Not skeet. We're not talking about the Yin Yang twins either. We're not talking about skeet, and we're talking about eskeet. Okay? Not esket. Eskeet. And you could go and look it up. ESCHEAT. Eskeet. Right? So because we're identified as minors, right? Because we're identified as minors, right? They're eskeeting our estate. And what is our estate? Our estate happens to be North America. Our estate happens to be what was purchased in the Louisiana Purchase. That's what they're sitting on. They're holding on to Buckingham Palace. They're holding on to the Grand Canyon. They're holding on to Yellowstone Park. All of these things are being eskeeted because the inhabitants of Northwest Amexem, which is known as North America, are identifying themselves as minorities. So somebody got to come and help you out. Somebody has to take ownership and somebody has to take wardship over minors. So as a minor, when when you tell your child, you can't get candy until after you do your homework. So their whole thing is you can't we'll never put anything in the hands of a minor until you niggas level up. and grab your nuts and get back on your motherfucking proper persona, meaning that you niggas gotta grow up. What did Nipsey say? Double up. Double up, niggas. You know what I'm talking about? Double up. Meaning that, and this is like I said, this is why when the ADOS conversation was in his was on the horizon, what I said was, hey, this is a great conversation because I know that this conversation is going to evolve into a conversation about status and the fact that they are escheating the land and the resources and all of these other things. And if that's the train that we got to get on in order to make it to the Supreme Court building or in order to make it to the international court, well, goddamn it, strap me in. I'm strapped in. Let's ride. Let's ride. Because it's going to start on reparations, but it's always going to end on status and nationality. And it's always going to end on the fact that minors can never receive anything worth value. Never let a hard time humble us. Double up. I ain't telling no lies. Never let a hard time humble us. So here we have it. We going through all of these fucking issues and black people hair falling out. Look, my shit falling out. But double up, niggas. You understand? There's nowhere to go but up, niggas. You feel me? There's nowhere to go but up. There's nowhere to go but up. Do you have your Nipsey candle on the altar? Are you talking to Saint Nip? Talk black to me. Like, I could tell you the power of Saint Nip and what he did for me when we went to LA on that trip and how he completely opened up mad doors. It was so much that I had to calm down on the candle. Like, you know what? Let me just chill. Can't even talk to Saint Nip right now because he's letting a lot of shit pop off and I might not even be ready for all of this stuff. It's only one of me. You know what I'm talking about? But we definitely need, yeah, somebody said that he needs to be an Orisha. He's a saint. What, does hip hop have any saints? Because hip hop is a divination system. I could prove it. Hip hop gives birth to gods. Hip hop is the home of the American gods. So is there a pantheon of gods and goddesses that we're identifying in? I know that the three kings exist. I know that Biggie, Tupac, and Nipsey are definitely the three kings who are laid to rest in the West. This is all prophecy. This is all prophecy. You understand? Dante, stay dangerous. That's right. That's right, Dante. I salute to you, King. I appreciate you. You know what I'm talking about? Another one adding on to the Cash App. You know, sending some funds. You know what I'm talking about? I appreciate you. That's the three kings. If they gave Farrakhan some more time up there on that podium, he would have went a little bit deeper. But he gave you the red and blue star Kachina. You understand? He told you about the red and blue star Kachina. If you were researchers, you would go and look up the red and blue star Kachina. I'm referring to the segment of the homegoing ceremony for Nipsey Hussle and what Farrakhan got up there and said. When he start cooking niggas, when he start going in. The Hopi prophecy. Well, goddamn it, the red and blue star was in the building right next to Farrakhan. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? Like, he didn't have to look far for the red and blue star, for the Hero twins or the Heru twins. We was right there in the building. He's talking about when they show up, that means that revelation, well, goddamn it, we here. So let it go down. Let it go down. But go and look up the red and blue star Kachina. It's a group of twins. It's Mayan, it's the Mayan creation myth. It's the Hopi prophecy. It's the twins. Purple like Prince, niggas. You know what I'm talking about? So, and I'm not here grandstanding. All I'm saying is we are the ones who we've been looking for. Shout out to Bakari with the investment, with the gift, with the best nation is a donation on that Cash App. You know what I'm saying? The Abeji twins, not just the Abeji twins. If you go and look up the Hero twins, Hero, and we all know that Hero is Heru, right? That's where they get it from. It's a derivation of the name Heru. The Heru twins. Okay, so you got the red and blue star Kachina. The red and blue star has been in the sky for a very long time. When I went to the Virgin Islands, we saw the red and blue star. The red and blue, that one of the stars is Sirius. Sirius B is the blue star. I guess that's where all the crypts come from. Sirius B is where that man's that's where his spirit went back to. Right? Oh, see the here I'm talking about. You see the back of the jacket? You see that Heru bird? That's the falcon, right? That's the Heru twins. So when people speak about the mythos, right? Is there a white star? I mean, there's a white star when it comes to Sirius, but that's not in the prophecies are talking about the red and blue star Kachina. It's not necessarily talking about the white star. Yeah, this jacket is very beautiful. Shout out to Athletics. This is the company that makes them. They're out of Atlanta. Black owned. That's my brother right there. My brethren, Jeff. This is his company. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Andrew. Salute to you, Andrew. I appreciate you. I love you. But when we hear certain individuals, our teachers, when they speak of, or the messengers, when they speak about certain concepts, always know that there's an extraterrestrial and there's a terrestrial aspect, as above, so below. So whatever's taking place in the cosmos is simultaneously taking place on this terrestrial earthly plane. So if the red and the blue stars appear in the horizon, which the Hopi prophecy predicts that that's the beginning of this new era or this new age, then you also have to identify and be humble enough, right? Never let a hard time humble us. But you still got to be humble enough to say, well, I'm identifying the red and the blue on the planet, on Earth, walking the planet. That's how it works. That's how it works. And I'm definitely going to qualify everything that I'm speaking of. Blue Pill was actually supposed to do the lecture yesterday, but he had to fly out of Denver. So shout out to Brian for, yeah, he said, I'm spreading light. So he's showing love. And the best nation is a donation. You know what I'm talking about? I appreciate you. But that's what we're finding ourselves. There's no denying whatsoever, beyond any reasonable doubt, that we live in an era, or we live in an epoch, or we live in a time that is very special in the whole gist of everything. In the book of time, we have all incarnated in a very precarious time. What a fucking time to be alive, right? What a time to be alive. I don't have why. How could we find time to complain about anything? How could we find time to complain about anything in these days and times? Like, what time have we allotted to complain about shit when you're living in an evolutionary time? You live in a technological boom fucking era, nigga. Like, do you know what time you live in? You live in a boom era, meaning that everybody's getting rich, nigga. Real talk. It's all kind of bread getting made. If money is your, because some people, they don't have a money purpose. And some people only have a money purpose. They want to equate, the bag with if this is a great time to be alive. Because motherfuckers like, I don't want to live if I can't live like niggas on World Star. all of that weak shit that you need to get off of. But if you do not realize the day and the time and the access and the opportunity and all of the windows, what's the name of the jacket company? I just said Athletics. Afletics. Like athletics, but athletics, like Africa. If you could put that in the thing, Impress B, if you could put the name of this company, because I do want my brothers to get their support. So if y'all see the name of the company, go on IG, they're on Instagram, and put it in Google. You can find their store on Google and support them. Support them. AFR-LETICS. Athletics. You feel me? So, we the American gods. We the American gods. They worshiping us in China. I'm not talking about me particularly. I ain't talking about me particularly. Let's use Hermes as an example. Let's use Nipsey as an example. You understand? They're worshiping, they're paying homage to, they are perceiving the spirit of this man in a far greater sense than his raps, right? There's many other rappers that I could name. There are many other rappers. There are many other artists that I could name who are looked at as gods. So around the world, our culture has a direct influence on the youth culture globally. You understand? Somebody said that they was in the Netherlands and they paid their respects to Nipsey at a soccer game. You know what I'm saying? Whole milk or almond milk? Coconut milk, nigga. You feel me? So we the American gods. Who are they looking up to? Burt Reynolds? Who are they looking up to? Justin Bieber? Huh? Who are they looking up to? Talk black to me. Who? Who? Our culture is contagious for sure. Our culture is contagious. We are infectious because we the truth. We the truth. Bar none. And that goes back to who we are, meaning that we always been the truth. We just remembering the fact that we've always been the truth, my nigga. This ain't no new concept. Niggas don't have to learn how to be the truth because we always been it. That's no cap, my niggas. No cap. Like, that's straight facts. So, if you really can grasp that concept, and then if you could take that concept and begin to have a 10-year, 20-year plan built around that fact, you could, Mr. Visionary or Miss Visionary, you can create an out. You could create an exit strategy. You could create a situation that can take you out of whatever place or whatever state of mind or whatever position that you find yourself in right now, and then you can elevate. You could level up. You could blow the fuck up. You know what I'm talking about? You could boss up. You could boss up. You could pay yourself reparations. How about that? You cash yourself out. That's what I'm talking about. You know, I don't know about nothing else. You know what I'm saying? I'm wild ignorant. I don't know about nothing else. I know about the fact that if you want it, go and get it. You know what I'm talking about? That's where I come from. If we want it, we went and took it. We went and took. We went and got it out the mud. We went and took ours. Fuck is you talking about? I don't come from no beggar. I'm not from a beggar's nation. You understand? We make it pop, my nigga. We'll create this shit out of thin air if need be. Because we know that we the money. Man make the money. Money don't make the man, nigga. You the bag. So if you the bag, then anywhere that you go, nigga, you could cash out. I put my pinky in an ATM and make a withdrawal. You know what I'm talking about? You're the bag. That part. You're the fucking bag. And anywhere that you go, they love your algorithms. They love your rhythm. They love your grace. They love your style. Not if you some, and you know, I'm not talking, and I don't even have to use the disclaimer because everybody on this live, we all high quality. You know what I'm saying? I already know where we coming from. You know what I'm saying? Because all skin folk ain't kinfolk. So we might not be talking to everybody, but god damn it, we are definitely talking to 80 to 98% of the family that's listening and watching this right now. Nigga, you the bag. You're the fucking bag. Jesus did not pay your rent last month, nigga. You did. That was your sweat equity. You know what I'm talking about? That was your hard-earned work. You know what I mean? You did that. It wasn't Jesus. He didn't fucking he didn't cut you a check. You know what I mean? There's no fucking Jesus account out there. There's no Jesus payroll paying your fucking cell phone Sprint bill. That's you. Cut it out. That's you. That's your creativity. Okay? Something creatively told you to twerk at 2 a.m. on Instagram and tell somebody to swipe up and that nigga paid the rent. That was you. That wasn't Jesus. You know what I mean? That was all you. That was all you. We are the bag. It all starts right here. It's all in your mind and how you carry yourself and how you move. So if we're ready to go into lands unexplored, you know, on some Star Trek Enterprise shit, explore land that we have not explored before, then we need to get ready to get, you know, we need to get ready for this China trip. Shout out to Demetrius. This might be your third time. I appreciate you. It's time to spread our wings, family. That's what I'm saying in a nutshell. It's time to take this show on the road. It is time to take this show on the road. Why do I say that? Because I'm not 100% comfortable that people are working for us outside of the borders of America. Maybe you know what I mean? Nobody is working on getting the bag for you outside of America to bring it back to you. So goddamn it, you're gonna have to go out there and get it yourself. But it's all kind of resources awaiting you. There's knowledge awaiting you. There's love waiting for you outside of the borders of North America. You know what I mean? Some people is hard pressed. They can't find love in America. Well, goddamn it, nigga. It's some love in Bangladesh waiting for you. It's some love in Zimbabwe. Just, you know what I mean? She's just waiting for you. She's running with zebras, getting it right. You know what I mean? Waiting for you. You know what I mean? There's a woman in Kenya. She's still on her marathon. She's been running a fucking marathon for months, just waiting for you. You know what I mean? To come run up beside her. You feel me? It's all kind of shit waiting for you outside of America. It's bags upon bags upon bags. And for the sisters as well. There's a brother in the Maasai tribe. There's a brother in Africa jumping real high right now. You know what I mean? With a spear, just waiting for you. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? Like, it's niggas all over waiting for you. It's some brothers in Brazil waiting for you in the favela. You know what I mean? He'll walk you right in and take care of you, treat you like a queen. It's just, it is what it is. It's niggas in Vietnam, mixed, of course, but from the war, waiting for you. You feel me? They're waiting for you. They got that work for you. It's all over the place. So yeah, T'Challa is waiting for you. He's if you get the security code for Wakanda, my niggas, You could get behind a wall and T'Challa be right there for you. And for the fellas, the Dura Milaje is waiting for you as well. You know what I'm talking about? You could rub on their heads. So we got to get on this world tour shit. We gotta go. We gotta get on our global dominance. Like we gotta get on our global campaign. We gotta get on our global campaign. You understand? And we gotta get on our global wave. Shout out to Empress. We gotta get on our global wave. We're global people. We're galactical, matter of fact. So why not go and visit some of our brothers and sisters from the galaxy who came down here with us? They just landed on different areas and different ley lines and different grids and different parallels. But they still, they fucks with us the long way. They fucks with us. They familiar with us through the television and the social media and things of that nature. Like they know who you are. So we're looking at China. I don't know if I shared this on my last show. We got invited to China, and China is in the scopes. China is coming up very soon. Me personally, I have a clothing business, and the way that the what I need to level up and what I've needed for many years is manufacturing and production on a global, on a big scale. I need big machines. So China it is. Going to China. Gonna fuck with the Manchurians. You know what I'm talking about? And then after that, we going into Africa. You know what I'm saying? To go see, because China's setting up factories and all kind of stuff in Africa to dodge the trade war. So I would love to go to Africa or Haiti instead of China. But you got to go to the plug first. Don't be mad. Don't judge me. You got to go to the plug first, and it's China. China's the plug. I'm going straight. I'm on my Frank Lucas shit. I'm going right to the plug. You know what I'm talking about? You niggas could complain and whatever everybody is doing, wasting time. You could continue to do that. I'm going right to the plug. I'm going right to the plug. Yeah, the American Gods. We're gonna have to break that down. I'm gonna have to bring KT in on the American Gods Decoded. The second season is on Stars Network. Stars, the same thing, the same network that Power is on with 50 Cent. And the second season is popping. It's on. You could go and check out the first season. But yeah, American Gods, niggas. We the gods. Like if it's not a far fetched concept. It really isn't. It really isn't. You know. If you want to go to China, you can hit me up. We on our Nipsey shit. Cut out the middleman. This is the real marathon race. If you want to go to China, you can hit me up. You can go in on my inbox and you can hit me up. Okay? You can hit me up. And we'll make accommodations. You understand? We'll make accommodations. It's gonna cost, of course. It's an investment. But I would love to and like I said, I got the plug. I ain't gonna run around bragging about my contacts and whatnot, but goddamn it, I told myself I wouldn't go to China until I go with a liaison with somebody who could walk me into the factories and shake all of the chins in the Kim's hands, right? You know what I mean? Low main chin, some young guy and all of them niggas. Yeah, I need a liaison to teach me the culture because it's about culture with them. They really don't care about your money too tough. They just want to know if you're honorable. They just want to know if you're a family man. They just want to know if your heart is pure. You feel me? That's how they move. Remember, these countries are very family orientated. They're traditional. They're not like America. They're not Batiman, Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I mean? Trying to look at what sneakers that you're wearing to decide if they want to have a conversation with you type of fake shit. They don't move like that outside of America too tough. They're more so moving on your aura, on your vibe. That's how they're moving. That's how they're moving. So you got to go out there with with a good mind and a good heart, and you got to learn. You just have to be into networking, and they might invite you to come and eat some fucking squids, my nigga. They might invite you to eat. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. The weird shit that they be eating at the back of the Chinese store, they might invite you to come and have a dinner and eat that shit. And if there's anybody out here that knows how to do salsa dancing, shout out to Delbert Blair. He was a great salsa dancer. Rest in peace or rise in power to the elder. Anthony Green, I appreciate you. Love. Yeah, hitting that cash app. But, you know, yeah, they eat squid. They be eating cockroaches, squids, rats, dogs. Like, they don't got no chill in China, I see. But you sit down and you eat with them. You bring your own food, I guess. I don't know. But you build with them. They want to see, they want to know if you a human. They want to know just, nigga, are you cool? Like, are you a good person? Like, they eat babies too. But yeah, niggas in McDonald's eat babies. The Jewish person that you work for eat babies. And like, you know, I didn't say we was going to China to marry a fucking Chinese man. Sure, God damn it, they the plug. The plug eat babies and do all kind of weird shit, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? The plug is weird. You know what I mean? You gonna let that get in the way? The plug is fuck. The plugs are always weird. If you sit down with El Chapo, that nigga was weird. The plug is always weird. That's why they're the plug. They're not no regular ass people. They're just different. But you need to learn the culture so when you go there, they don't send your ass back, with on zero with nothing, because they will take your bread and run on you. They will run from the plug. You feel me? Yeah, Stephon Marbury is a god out there. They fucks with Stephon hard body. They fucks with Stephon Marbury, who's a basketball player. For anybody that don't know, he helped win some championships for them over there. He's from Coney Island, and they love them some Stephon Marbury in China. But yeah, the plug is weird. Somebody said, "Nah, I'm good, but thanks." Hey, I'm good too. You know what I'm saying? The fuck? Because at the end of the day, they're doing business for you. Like, if they're eating babies or whatever they're doing, they eat plastic food. What does that got to do with them stitching some fucking bags together, or some shirts? Does that stop you niggas from going to Walmart and Kmart buying their stuff? Does that stop you from going to the dollar store buying their shit? Does it? No. You got the audacity to talk about they eat babies on this fucking live, but take your clothes off because all that shit is made in China. You know what I'm talking about? All that shit is made in China. So if you're gonna get all apolitical on their eating habits, well, god damn it, nigga, the whole world is weird. Um, Japanese women eat octopuses alive. You niggas was still going tongue kiss Chun Li. Indian people, they eat weird shit. Philippines, they eat fucking eggs that are like half developed and shit like that. That's a delicacy. It's all kind of weird shit around the world. Is that gonna stop you from leaving the confines of your weird ass reality in America? Because they look at you weird as fuck too. You American niggas go into the Chinese food store to eat chicken wings and fried rice. That's not even a Chinese meal. They look at you mad crazy. You feel me? They look at you niggas mad crazy. And the fact that you got all kind of foreigners feeding you. Nobody does that. You know what I'm saying? So you look weird in your hood, and then you go into other hoods and they look weird. Well, once you get past all of that weirdo shit, get down to business. Cause business and weirdo don't got nothing to do with each other. Who gives a fuck? Get the bag, nigga. Get the bag. You feel me? Get the motherfucking bag. I'm gonna take some moringa powder with me and some sea moss, and that's all I'm eating in China. That's all I'm eating. I'm I will have no relations with any Chinese woman while I'm over there because of their eating habits. You know what I'm talking about? I don't even want to hug them. But I'll sit down and I'll break bread, and if they invite me to come and eat, my nigga, I'm going to sit down and drink some tea, maybe. But like I said, I've already spoken to business partners who are heavily steeped in China, and they're giving me some of the etiquette on how to carry yourself. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. Real talk. But like I said, stop talking to Jewish people because they're into blood libel, and chances are Jewish men, they got topped off when they was a child, when they got their circumcision because the rabbi did it orally. So stop talking to them. You know what I'm talking about? They were rumored to eat children. Um, Lay off of the rednecks. You know what I mean? You might want to unfollow all of those rednecks. You niggas was running behind Duck Dynasty. They eating children and feeding them to alligators. Anyway, if you in New York this weekend, Shahrazad Ali and Ajra Kwesi will be at Nicholas, not Nicholas, National Black Theater, right? National Black Theater. I think it's on Sunday. I just saw Ajra Kwesi at the Carras Center in Los Angeles this Saturday. Him and his queen. He was looking very vibrant. Uh, Busting them right the day before Easter, giving them all of that cloth that they need in California and Los Angeles to keep them on point, to keep them on code, to keep them mindful of these holidays or these Roman holidays, these holidays. You feel me? So he'll be in town this weekend. If you're in New York area, if you're in the tri-state area, pull up. Go and holler at King Simon. He's throwing it. Pull up. Oh, Game of Thrones is definitely going to get decoded. We just got to wait for it to end. Game of Thrones definitely gets it's decoded. It's a very, very deep, very interesting, very multiple, complex, layered TV show. You know? I'm sorry, I will not do a video speaking about the people who said that Nipsey Hussle's death was a hoax and the funeral was demonic, because I don't get into those conversations. Like, I'm not going to even entertain that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even gonna entertain none of that. Like, that goes back into the key word of today, mundane. That's mundane. That's a waste of time. I'm talking about China. Niggas want to talk about breaking down or doing a rebuttal video to people said that he didn't die and that the funeral was just an elaborate hoax. Like he's with Tupac, right? He's with Tupac. The same niggas that brought you the Tupac myth, from the same gentleman who brought you the Tupac story, they coming with the Nipsey that he didn't die. And then this is all Lauren London's, this is something that she did with Hollywood, and she's hiding him so he doesn't pay taxes or whatever the fuck people think. I don't know, because to be honest with you, it's like when they say don't argue or don't debate with a fool, don't debate with a fool, because from a distance, people don't know who the fool is. If I was into all of that, you know what I'm saying? I already told you Ancestry.com was romanticizing slavery, because when my father showed me his results, nigga, they had a whole layout on slavery and it was very romantic. So that's what they do. They're trying to get everybody on that slave shit so you could basically be a minor for life. Cause once you sign, real talk, like, you got to be careful with the slave status, cause you'll be forfeiting your estate. You don't got no estate as a slave. You don't got no estate. You just got this fucking check, this carrot that they dangling in front of niggas' faces. When they took the fucking land in which the goddamn cotton was grown on, and the motherfucking mountains and the rivers and the lakes and the sea and the trees and the parks, all of that shit has all of that shit has an owner. Somebody's bloodline is tied to that, and they're not European. So you keep playing with that shit if you want to. You know what I mean? Keep playing with it if you want to. Navy base. Do I think Malachi York is innocent? I have no idea. The world needs to know who ADOS are, or the culture would disappear. Can you please explain what the fuck you talking about? How the world needs to know? The world knows who black people are in America. You think they don't know who the fuck the descendants of the Holocaust or the genocide is? And what culture is going to disappear? I don't know what culture is going to disappear. What culture is going to disappear? I don't understand. Slave culture? Is that going to disappear? African immigrants taking our culture? Where they taking it to? Say word. You see how YouTube be playing games? They got me with the wild, funny looking face. Oh man. They disrespected the God. Now my camera's frozen. Really though? Yo, YouTube got jokes, bro. YouTube got jokes. I know you still hear me. I know you still hear me. They got a lot of jokes. They better unfreeze me. Cause my pride and my ego won't allow me to keep talking if I look like that. How about it? Oh man. They got me frozen. They got me wild frozen. But anyway, you know, I don't care. Word, fuck that. I'm gonna fight through it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I look like that nigga from Dumb and Dumber in this clip right here, I'm gonna fight through it. You know. So, I'm gonna talk like the way that I look, okay? I'm gonna have my sorry to bother you voice. Okay, guys? Alright. Are you following me? Nah, but where the fuck you said African people are taking American culture? Where the fuck are they taking it? Back to Africa? You know what I'm saying? Where are they taking it? Please let me know. That's some real little dick energy type of fuck boy shit that saying something like that. I don't feel that one bit. Like I'm not feeling none of that. What are you talking about? Who the fuck is taking your culture anywhere? And don't you know that you create culture in your sleep? How can somebody take your culture when you are the culture? You are culture. How? I don't understand. I really don't. And who will be telling you this shit? Like, who do y'all listen to? I don't get it. I don't get it. It's just weird. It's just weird. Yeah, they got me frozen like Han Solo. Can you unfreeze me? Can you melt me, please? Because look at me. Look at this. No, it's frozen.
Oh. They can't see me.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Dane Calloway. I like his research. I respect his research. But this is what we're going to do, family. This is what we're going to do. Okay? We're about to sign off. And, you know, it's been wonderful. It's been interesting tonight. We had a great time, great conversations. Okay? My brother Blue Pill has a presentation coming up one of these days this week. So if you're not subscribed, then please subscribe. So when the brother does his presentation, you will be informed. And we'll be doing Third Eye Thursday as well, God willingly. Okay? But Blue Pill got some work. He got some, like I said, we was out there in Los Angeles. We was out there in California. We picked up a lot of information. We did a lot of inner work. Um, we did a lot of investigative reporting, and the story is deeper than rap. Okay, that's I could definitely say that the Nipsey Hussle situation is deeper than rap, and we'll get to it. We're gonna touch on it. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep focusing on what you need to focus on. Keep building, keep destroying, stay dangerous, stay, you know what I mean? Not just stay woke. Get out your woke state, get into your conscious mind so you could get into your subconscious mind. You feel me? Handle your business. Handle the look up and put on your whiteboard or print it out at your job the Nipsey Hussle book list along with the quote unquote 10 commandments that Nipsey Hussle left behind to hustle and motivate. Print out some of, well, I don't know. I was going to say print out the lyrics to the songs, but, a lot of his gems are in his talks. A lot of his gems are in his talks when he talks to Gary V and when he's talking and when he's in business mode because, you know, as entertainers and artists and whatnot, you can't relegate us just to our lyrics. We're deeper than our lyrics. So we gotta get in touch to our talks. And we got to get in touch to our deepest thoughts when we're building and we're on radio shows and podcasts. That's when he was really disseminating gems and whatnot. So focus on that part right now. Focus on that part because that part is going to take you into a place where you need to go. That part is going to be, when you focus on that part is going to take away whoever the culprits are behind this man's assassination. They were banking on the fact that you niggas were gonna be scared to touch the knowledge. You're gonna be scared to touch Dr. Sabi. You're gonna be scared to touch anything, any of those books that he read, because you're gonna be in a boogeyman fearful state that, oh, if I start reading what Nipsey was reading, the men in black are gonna abduct me from Starbucks. And it doesn't happen like that. It does not happen like that. That is a debilitating concept on how to approach your path of enlightenment. Don't ever approach your path of enlightenment with any kind of fear. You're a fucking legend. And if anything happens to you, you're a fucking martyr. Nobody can stop us. Okay? They can't stop this. This is a 747 Boeing jet, you know what I mean, nose diving into all of the fuck shit on a planet. You know what I mean? They can't stop this shit from crashing. So don't worry. Dr. Sabi's documentary is being done. Nick Cannon is on top of it. You're not going to get shot coming out of the movie theater. They're not going to poison your popcorn. All right? Everything is okay. All right? Nobody's trying to stop you from learning. The marathon is definitely continuing. Right? We're running these motherfucking laps. And nobody's going to stop us. Nobody whatsoever. We have a saint. We have ancestors. We have people on the other side working for us. That deserve a humongous ashe. That's a victory. So let's run this lap together, y'all. Let's body this year. Let's disrupt. Let's knock down. Let's turn over as many money tables. Let's disrupt as many industries. Let's stay dangerous this year. Facts. I'm talking about dangerous with this knowledge. I'm talking about dangerous with the truth. Because anywhere where the fuck niggas and the falsehood exists, they are scared of the truth. Nigga, stay dangerous because you the truth. And anywhere that the truth shows up, you're gonna have falsehood and you're gonna have all of these false realities shaking in their boots. Shaking in their boots. You know how niggas get when you come into the room? you know what I'm talking about? You know how the weird niggas get when you pull up? You know that look on their face? Cause they know that the truth is here. So stay dangerous. Keep your truth tucked in your motherfucking holster and bust your gun willingly. Willingly. If anybody try to come with this false reality, if anybody tries to manipulate you, if anybody tries to put you in some kind of trick bag, you body them with this information. but we need to focus on not beating up on each other. We're stronger together. The red and the blue, the street organizations tied their bandanas together. They're trying to unify. So it only makes sense that people who are quote unquote smart and deep, they unify. Don't wait for your thought leaders and these niggas on YouTube to do it. You, the people who are in more, it's more of you than there are these teachers. There's only like 20 fucking teachers. It's millions of y'all. Y'all got to get your shit together and come together and unify. Put all of that petty shit to the side. Who gives a fuck if, you know what I mean? Like, if a nigga drink milk, I don't care. I can still build with you. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't necessarily cancel you out with me. If you read the Torah, you still my home. If you're into the Quran, if you niggas is Bible toting, motherfucking Holy Ghost catching, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you niggas is snake charmers, it don't matter. It don't matter. Just have the idea of leveling up in your mind, because if you hang around me or if you come within my auric field, I'm gonna force you to level up, and not in a debating kind of way. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Rob for that donation. The best nation is a donation. I appreciate you. We'll go and research the mastermind principle. Napoleon Hill from Think and Grow Rich, he talked about the mastermind principle. We are doing ourselves a disservice. Why? Because majority of us are masterminds, and masterminds do not need to be at odds with each other over ideological differences and other little petty things. We have work to do. We have work to do, unless we're going to become the new Bloods and Crips, while the street organizations get their shit together and fall into leadership roles, and they begin to organize, and they're going to take their criminal activities into an organizational role. They'll be the new mafia. And the niggas on YouTube, they be in their mama's basement and whatnot, just bumping their gums and running around hotepping all day. They're gonna be the one. They're gonna fall into criminality, or they're gonna fall into some kind of physical confrontations. One of them is gonna get, somebody's gonna get their shit bust, and then they're gonna become the knuckle draggers of this motherfucking race. So we don't want that to happen. We want our people to stay focused. We want our people to level up. We want our people to join forces and form Voltron, because we have work to do. So, mastermind principles. I love all of y'all. And I know that we are the ones that we've been looking for. And that's a motherfucking fact. There's no denying it. There's nobody outside of you. You niggas going to Dubai looking for the Mahdi. You know what I'm talking about? You niggas is going to Israel looking for the Messiah. You niggas is going to Kemet hoping that somebody comes out of the sand to save you. And that is not where we at right now. We ain't on that time. We the ones that we've been looking for, God damn it. Stop looking outside of yourself. And then when you hit the road and you go on your global tour, that's how we got to move around the globe. Like, nigga, we the ones that you've been looking for. How about it? Not in an arrogant way either. In a way that we ask the family around the world, how can we help you help yourself? And vice versa, because we know anywhere that we go, they're going to offer their help to us. They're going to offer their assistance. They're going to offer their allegiance. So for niggas running around talking about they don't have allies and we don't need allies and all of this weirdo shit, like, I'm really beginning to look at niggas like they agents. Like, that's a lot of agent provocateurism talk. That's police talk. That's agent provocateurism. That's COINTELPRO. That's division. That's like, nigga, and you don't even got to be deep to figure that one out. That's right. The screen might be frozen, but the message isn't. The shit is flowing. So don't be so caught up on visuals, because it's not that deep, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? It's not that deep. You don't need to see me. Listen to the information. The information is pure. It's coming from our heart. You understand? So with that being said, love and light to the family. I wish everyone, I'm affirming that all of that this last moon that came in, all of your aspirations and all of your lofty goals and ideas. Everything is being watered. It's going to come into fruition in this spring season that we're in. This is a season of harvest. This is a season of manifestation. The sun is out, my niggas. It's kissing us. You know what I mean? So anything is possible. So channel the energy, breathe, know that you're the motherfucking bag. Know that Jesus is not paying your rent. You are, right? Your ancestors more than likely are helping out. And in anything that you want to create, in the day after the resurrection ceremony of Ishtar, anything that you want to create, you could bring it to fruition. You could fertilize your ideas and your thoughts and all of these things. You could manifest it all. So that's what it is. All right? And I'll leave you on that note. Okay? Shout out to Empress B444. Please give her love. Please shout her out. She does a monumental job every single Monday and Tuesday that we're on these that we do this podcast. Even on Tough Talk Tuesdays with Blue Pillar. Decay Sean, shout out to you for sending the Cash App, all right? And shout out to everybody who will be sending a Cash App in the future who is not on the live. It's love and light to you as well. Because like I said, this whole operation is being funded by the people. But like I said, you are the bag. So we don't live in scarcity. We live in abundance, nigga. It's tax season all fucking year around. You understand? It's tax season all year